All right, guys, let's review Ma, which is the newest Blumhouse movie, Universal Blumhouse movie that just was released. Um, I was anticipating this. Like, every time I saw the trailer for this movie, I was really, really hyped up and really excited because this really did an interesting job of being a weirdly serious but also very wacky trailer. And I love that. I love how Octavia Spencer in the trailer seem very, like, kooky but like intimidating, and I thought that that trailer did a great job of showing what this movie could be. So the trailer just got me hyped up and hyped up and hyped up, and watching the movie, I did enjoy it. I thought this was good. I really did like this movie, and I thought that Octavia Spencer killed it. She really did bring a great performance as this really horrifying character, but she also can be really funny in the same kind of thing. I love how she can be funny, but also very intimidating. And also, we've got two other big actors who I think, or three other big actors who I think are good as well. You got Juliette Lewis as well, and Luke Evans and Missy Pyle. All of them are really good, and they're the ones that are the same age as Ma, or Sue Ann, her character. And all these actors that, like, bigger actors are all do a good job, and I really liked all their performances. I really liked how Juliette Lewis was this really, really stern mom in a way towards the end of the movie. I thought that she was great, and I haven't seen her in a while. And Luke Evans is really actually pretty intimidating in a couple scenes. Like, he surprised me. I mean, not surprised me. I know he's intimidating, but it just surprised me that he was more like this in this movie. I thought that was awesome because he brought a lot of intimidation in some scenes. And Missy Pyle's fun in it as well. And also, we get another actor that I did not expect in this movie. And this isn't a spoiler, I guess. It's just saying who this actor that's not really shown in the marketing. But Allison Janney is also in this movie, and she just, I lose it at anything that she's in. She's such a great actress, and she's so hilarious. And she doesn't fail here because she's so funny as well in this. And I love that they got her in this movie as well. So I really liked all the actors, and all the kid actors, teenager actors are fine. They're good. I liked them. I liked the main girl a lot. I thought she was good. The other characters are really fine. Like actors, they're totally serviceable. I just think more of the adult characters, I guess. Even though I did like the main girl, and this movie, it's weird because I want to talk about the marketing of this, because this movie, the way that it's marketed, it really lied to you. Like, without spoiling it, this is a spoiler for your review, but without spoiling anything, it adds a lot of scenes in the trailer that either were from another version of this movie or they just filmed them for the trailer. So they really deceived you, which honestly I think is a good thing, because if you watch most movie trailers, they can spoil everything about the movie. This trailer felt like it spoiled a lot of this movie. And then watching the movie, half of that stuff isn't even in the movie. So I thought that was actually really clever marketing. I really did enjoy that, because this was marketed very deceivingly, but in a good way, where like you don't know what's going to happen. And I enjoyed that a lot. I thought that was very well done. So I thought the marketing worked really well. And I thought that this movie does a great job of having the character Ma be scary, be funny, but also be sympathetic. Again, without spoiling anything, she has characteristics that make, like, she is crazy in the movie, but there are characteristics of her that make her sympathetic, where you really do understand why she's nuts. It's interesting. I do like the fact that they went that route, and I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that there's a more of a mystery to her that's revealed about her and everything else around her. I think that's really cool. So I really liked how this character has some sympathy to her, even though she's nuts. You do understand why she's crazy, and I really enjoyed that a lot. And I liked how this one also, even though it has a couple jump scares that are kind of like just there, like that don't work very well, this one had some actually really very well timed jump scares. There is a moment in this movie where two people are in a house, and then they're just talking, and then it cuts to something in the house, and that jump scare was incredibly well done. Like, it surprised me in how I was just like, oh shit, like that just really, really surprised me. So this does do a good job of a lot of things, but this one also is one of those where the writing isn't super great because it's like they don't spend their time in developing stuff. Like, even though I like Ma's, like the sympathy for the character Ma, it kind of just in some ways just immediately is like, oh, she's sympathetic. Like, you don't fully get a slow build up of it. I mean, you do in the story of her, but like you don't get in terms of the writing. Like, she just kind of, like, things just kind of happen in the movie where like it doesn't have an in between. Like, there's a scene where, this isn't spoiling anything. There's a scene where Ma is showing these kids to like her house. They drive past her, they throw a drink at her window and say, "Suck it, Ma," and then she starts crying. And it's so weird because these other characters were not in any other scenes in the movie, and it's like with the main girl, that she was not wanting them to go to Ma's house anymore, and it's like everybody else at the party just immediately doesn't want to either. Like, that's what I mean by the writing. It's kind of weird. It doesn't gel very well. It's not bad or awful. It's just not that great in terms of the writing in some instances. So it's just a weird kind of hybrid of like, sometimes it's pretty good, and then sometimes the writing is just like, oh, this happens, and there's not much of a giant explanation. But overall, despite that, this was a really fun and entertaining time. I really did dig it. I loved how it had a good slow burn. It was like nothing really happened until the last act of the movie. And by that I mean like there's characters in the first hour, like they're doing stuff, they're interesting, but like the horror stuff really just happens at the end, at like the half or the third act of the movie, as opposed to like the whole movie. So I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that it had a good slow build up and it worked pretty well. So acting's great. Writing's okay. I really like some jump scares. I thought that this and the gore and violence is gross, or not gore, I should say. Like, it's just her terrorizing people, and it works really effectively. So this one, for the most part, I really did enjoy. I really did like Ma. This one was effective in a lot of ways with the performances, with the third act. I liked how it built up to this real reveal of her with how sympathetic you feel for her, and I really did love Octavia Spencer, and all the other actors were great too. So this was a great one. It's not like my favorite movie of the year, but it's a really solid, great thriller. Like, it really is effective in a lot of ways. I just have a couple little issues with it. So that is my thoughts on Ma. And if you saw this movie, tell me down below what you think about it. If you like this, check out my links down below: Patreon, Twitter, Letterboxd. And thank you guys so much for watching.